members of Tara's family. It's of great joy we are able to meet again this evening. And most of all, we are much excited and honored to have Dr. Prabhu Kumaraju back with us. He is bringing us this episode 71 with the topic Stress Busters. Yes, nowadays we are facing a lot of stress and of different levels. Some they have wouldn't know how to distress themselves. Huh? They're facing the work stress, or maybe the family stress, financial, or even their health issue. This could bring us a lot of stress, isn't it? So let's pay attention to what Dr. Prabhu is going to share with us and how to distress ourselves. Okay. So before we begin, to those who are here with us for the first time, we warmly welcome your presence with us. And I think we also have some friends from overseas. They are joining us. So we also give you a very warm welcome. And for your info, we usually have a short sessions of questions and answers after Dr. Prabhu's sharing. So do feel free to type your questions on the chat box. Doctor only attends to questions relating to health issues. And for those technical questions on the device, please refer to your introducer. Okay? Or maybe Brian would help. So, good evening, doctor.
Very good evening.
I heard, I understand you just come back from India.
Correct.
Right? So, before you begin, would you like to give us some feedbacks from those terahertz consumers in India? How's their response to this new technology?
Absolutely. Very good evening to all of you. And it's been a fantastic journey for me. For almost, I think it was 3 weeks I was in India. And I do have a lot of doctors who are using our terahertz device.
Wow.
And the good news is when I asked for a feedback exactly like how do they feel, most of them gave me a very, very positive feedback saying that they are feeling much better. And especially when it comes up to their diseases being under control for their patients, they feel very comfortable, and the patients are also very, very comfortable when they are drinking this water. But the other thing, what I'm noticing in India is people are still not very aware of the properties of water, the molecular structure of water, the frequency of water. They are not aware. What I understood most of them are using is a reverse osmosis water filtration system. That's it. And other than that, nothing much they know. But of course, people are using ionized water, and they are little, of course, knowledgeable when it comes up to health issues and alkaline water. Yes, but when you go a little more deeper and find out the properties of water, when I tell them regarding our terahertz water, they were all amazed actually. In fact, a lot of people are looking forward for our product to be, sent to
Wow,
India.
that's
So in
good.
the next few weeks, I should be sending some there. So it is a good response, and then it is a nice way of sharing the knowledge to the people. And at the end of the day, our aim is we want to help people. The
Good.
easiest thing we can do is simple is sharing the water, and then of course the device, it is of course a lot of cumbersome situation, sending through the courier, and then down there you pay the taxes, customs, it's there. But at the end of the day, I think India would be a very good market when you look at our terahertz device. And I think from the company side, if there needs to be a little more situation where they can work out and then start helping us to, promote the product more officially, more easily for us, so that things will be much more easier for us to give it to our people there. But as of now, it's good, and I'm very happy about it. And after 3 weeks of situation down there, I'm back here once again. So then I thought, what do I talk? As usual, this topic came up called the stress buster. Now, why do I have to go into a stress buster is what I notice in most of the human beings in our day-to-day life, and with the economy slowing down, with the economic challenges, everywhere it is a difficult situation for people, and they are finding it to meet the ends for them, both in terms of their lifestyle. Some people are cutting down their extraordinary lifestyle, but at the end of the day, we all have to still live on this earth. Whether you go through a stressful lifestyle or no stressful lifestyle, life will move on. And in that way, I felt this is a topic which it's a huge topic for me as a doctor. I can go very detailed and then give more information on this, but I thought for a common man it should be much more easier. So that's the reason I just picked up a few points, and then I thought, let me share it with you all. Now, what exactly is this particular stress, if at all, if anybody is going to ask us, is this is a proper definition. What they are talking is stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension or situation. It can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, nervous, a little jittery. Now, whatever the situation or whatever the definition people can give, it is still a situation where, as a human being, I always feel, why is that we can't handle this particular word called stress? Every time I used to, but 10 years ago, I came up with a mnemonics wherein, the expanded form of stress. When you read it down there, it's a self-trained to rule out easy, simple solution. I took the first words of the stress and then I formed this particular mnemonics and expanded form. It is something you train yourself. When there are easy solutions, why is that you don't want to look into those easy solutions? And many a times, uh, I feel sad that we are all human beings with six senses and supposed to be the most evolved among the animal kingdom, and then we are supposed to be much more intelligent than the animals down there. But when it comes up to our lifestyle, when it comes up to our decision making, when it comes up to our choosing of things, and when it comes up to what we want, many a times we really don't know what exactly we want. Many a times we don't know where we are heading. Many a times we don't even know what we want to do for that day. Now, in this situation, of course, when suddenly a situation pops up to you, a situation, I would call always a situation, but many times people would call it as a problem. And because of the word, what we use also plays a very, very important role in our day-to-day life. The more you use those kinds of words, unfavorable words, those words starts functioning. It manifests. Now, you'd have heard the word called manifestation, abundance. All these are all, it's there, and people are talking about it. People are manifesting. And at the end of the day, why is that every human being on this earth cannot manifest whatever they want? Why is that? Because when you look at the 80% of the population, we all are living in ignorance. Now, when I say ignorance, I can boldly say it is very, very ignorant between 80 to 90% of the people. Why? Because for the simple reason, for the past 3 weeks when I was in India, when I'm talking about water, and when I'm sharing the information about the resonated water, terahertz device, the blower I was talking about, they were really appalled to see me that, hey, how come doctor, so much of information you're giving us, and this is something which we don't even know about it. And it is about water, and it is about drinking water. This is somewhere I feel it's our duty, like such of you all down here and on this platform, without missing every Sundays. Whenever I am there, you're all here. I think let's take individual responsibility to share this information, and let know people that it's not just water alone. There are a lot of things we have to look deeper in a water molecule, and a deeper meaning of what exactly a water can do for us, how water can assist us, Of course, many of you would be probably wondering, this doctor today is talking about stress buster, or in what way it is related to terahertz water. I think I'm going to give you an answer for that also, like stress and your terahertz water. It is definitely related, and definitely it helps us to bring down. Now in the animal kingdom, we stay number one. We are on the top of the roof down there where we stand number one among the animals. But at the end of the day, when you look at the situation where animals going through stress, animal going through a journey of difficulty, um, but I wouldn't say the word uncertainty, because in their mind they don't have anything like they need to build a house, they don't have a future, they don't have a situation where they say, okay, fine, I need to get married, I need to produce children, I need to build a house, I need to drive a car. All this problem is not at all there in the animal, and they just use what God has given them, what God has created for them, and they run their life. But they also go through a situation where it will be very, very stressful. But at the end of the day, uh, they still have to walk through that life, because that's the way it is manufactured. But something what we notice, and something among the animal kingdom, what we have to accept, and then we have to say yes, that human beings are very, very vulnerable species when we call something called stress. We are vulnerable. At the same time, we are on the other side, can face challenges, can like miracles can be done, some marvelous things can be done. All these are possible by human beings also. Like you would have seen people, human beings who can stay in ice cold water for a very long time. You can see people can tolerate heat. There are a lot of feat which human beings can do, which is something for an ordinary human being, it is not possible. But there are human beings who can do that. There are human beings who can walk kilometers together without any issues. There are human beings who can run very fast. So like this, human beings are there. But on the other side, when you look at majority of us, we have never explored the real efficacy of our own self. How good are we? How efficient are we? How intelligent are we? We never explore it. So you don't explore it, of course, you won't even know your limitation. Most of us, we are confined like a frog in a well, and then we just stay, live, die, and go back, and then probably come back once again, coming back as a rebirth cycle. So like this, we just go on. But why not we have to think for a while, why are we here now out there? If I see there are around 130 people now, why are you here as a human being? You should have been born as an animal, right? But still there was an opportunity that you are born a human being. Now, what is that different between you and an animal? Now, the only difference is that we human beings can uplift our consciousness, uplift our thought patterns, uplift our being, uplift our, the way we behave. All these can be done. Just like an animal can be tamed, to tone down their, like what they do in the circus. They just tone down the animals. Like a lion can just, listen to the guy and then the circle ringmaster, and it will just go and sit there and follow the instruction. It can be tamed. But in the same way, we human beings are also tamed in many ways with our conditioning and our belief system. We are also tamed actually. In one way, we are tamed and we just follow it. And we don't even ask ourselves, why am I doing this? Why should I do this? Why not like this? We don't question. Many a time we just follow. And at the end of the day, when you look at human beings, we are a vulnerable species, because today, if you take USA, majority of the people there visit a psychiatrist once in their lifetime. They visit a psychiatrist. Now, what a psychiatrist will do, of course, he will do all the assessment and say, yeah, there is some mental stressful situation, so we put you on an anti-anxiety or maybe a sleeping medication. And but finally, what happens when you start taking those drugs? At the end of the day, what happens? You still are also taking a drug, and then at the end of the day, are you getting out of it? Many a times we don't, because once you are into that antipsychotic drugs, definitely that has its own way of pulling you into a habitual situation, and then you will be taking that drug. And without that, you will not be able to move forward. So in that way, what happens is, now why do we human beings have to go through this stress, or why should we? You just imagine yourself. For example, if a person is been traveling to KL regularly from Klang, and he knows the route in and out. Now, do you think that he will say driving down to KL is stressful? Now, I'm talking without a jam or without any traffic congestion. Of course, we start the car, and of course, straight he knows how to go to KL. That means there is no stress in his journey of life because he knows it. So, in reality of life, when you know something, many a times it will be easy for you to get a solution for that situation. What you and I are noticing in our day-to-day life is many new situations go on popping up. Many new situations. Now, when the new situations come, we don't know how to handle it. Now, why is that happening? Is most of us are living in a conditioned life pattern. Like, for example, the simplest example and the best solution for you, if at all, if you're traveling from Klang to KL, is if you're taking Federal Highway every day for 30, 40 years, you think your life will be very beautiful and very happy about it? Yes, of course, you are very comfortable because whether you need it or not, you know when is the next flyover coming, when is the signal lights or whatever we are talking, you know it in and out. But what I would normally request every one of you is you need to change the roads, change a new way every now and then. That means once you should take any NKV, once you take your Kasas Highway, like this you need to change. So that means what happens is you need to change your lifestyle a little bit. Probably if you're traveling by car regularly, once in a while you take a train and go. Once in a while you should hop into your friend's vehicle and travel there. Like all these changes will give you a mindset being a little unconditioning. All will automatically, it will become unconditioned. So you will start adapting to those kind of. So even if by chance your car breaks down, you will know what to do next. Like many of you, if you have never traveled by train and you don't even know how to go to the nearest station and you don't even know the timings of the station, what will happen is the day your car breaks down, you don't know what to do. You will be under very stressful condition and you will actually be in a situation where you don't know what to do. You're confused. It does happen to many of us because we are not prepared. So this is where you need to prepare yourself for most of your life journey. You need to prepare and start walking your life. And the other thing situation in your system also, most of us, which hurdles, which prevents you from progressing is also your belief system. What do you believe? There are a lot of situations like if from an Indian perspective, I would say, like if a cat crosses the road and goes, there is a belief in India that if a cat crosses and goes, you cannot go further. That means the particular work, whatever you are going to do, will not be successful. This is the belief system. Now, like that, if you look into the belief system, there are a lot of belief system our ancestors gave it and go. Now, there would have been a good reason for them those days that that would have been specifically working, or maybe the elders would have felt, okay, if I give this kind of excuses, probably they will do something else. Some reasoning they would have had. But today, you and I are all in the electronic age with the computerization, with a lot of machineries being handling our day-to-day life. I think we need to come out of those belief system and start working on a much more broader spectrum of life, and then see how we can handle your life. See, at the end of the day, you believe, you don't believe, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, how do you handle your life? Are you progressing in your life? How much are you consciously evolved, compared to probably even if you take 1 year ago, like 2021, how you were and what you were doing, and in 2022, what are you doing now? It's already September, another 3 months to go. Definitely, this whole year is finished. So, how have you uplifted yourself? Have you uplifted through knowledge? Have you uplifted through experience? Have you bought anything new? Have you changed your little bit of habit? Have you toned down your food habits? Have you, started going for regular exercise, going to a gym? Now, all these are situations where you need to go on changing and changing and changing. And there is another very important point also, is our parental upbringing also plays an important role in handling stress. If our parents are always talking about stressful life, always talking about problem, and always taking some issues and then they go on confusing, and you as a child, when you see your parents are handling the situation, so what do you feel? Okay, fine, I also need to handle the situation like this only. Very simple example, if a dad or mom handles situation in anger, they always shouting, throwing things out. If that kind of situation is, as a children is seeing that, they also think that when a situation arises, they also would repeat the same thing. Now, who is the reason? It's the parents actually. Whatever they do, the children also would follow that. But here I would not agree that situation. The reason is, once you grow up, why not you decide? Why not you be little conscious of whatever your parents did? If you feel that that is not the right way of handling a situation, you better change it. So you can also change it. By getting angry, we don't find solutions. That's the reality of life. But at the end of the day, you see, many a times we will be seeing our parents shouting at the peak of their voice, and throwing things. All these are there now. Now, this is where a child gets tuned to that kind of atmosphere, and when real life comes in, and when they are exposed to the situation, also uh, plays a very, very important role. As I told, home atmosphere. If home atmosphere is very peaceful, as you go back home, dad and mom are very happy and all the time jovial, laughing, cheerful. When a situation is like, the child also feels much more at ease. And very important, very important is, as a parent, this is what I do for my children is, I always show them, I will show them, see, this is a problem I am facing. I will ask them, okay, now this is a situation, now how are you going to handle it? What is the alternative you will do? So of course my son would be just looking at it and say, I don't know, dad. Then I will tell him, see, these are the ways you can handle the situation. Number one, then I'll show him, this is one way. Number two, this is another way. Number three, this is another way. So what's happening is, when I show him three different ways of the same situation where the problem can be solved, now he picks up the three situations. Now, a situation when he goes through in life, he will also start working on the same principle, wherein he will start looking at three different solutions. But I always very boldly will tell, I have 10 solutions for a given situation. Or that means, you give me a problem, I will give you 10 solutions. Because for me, I practice that for a very, very long time is, go for a solution, go for a solution. What happens? When you go for a solution, you're at ease. You're looking at, what do I do next? What should I do next? If something goes wrong, what is the next thing I need to do? So automatically your mind also starts tuning up. But many a times what we start doing is that when a situation comes, we sit down there and start blaming the circumstances, blaming the people around. And at the end of the day, what happens? You're still sitting there, but there is no solution, because you have been blaming others. So instead of blaming others, or the blaming the situation, or the blaming the outer environmental situation, what you need to do is, you need to work on what is the best solution you have. What do you need to do? What you need to do, you need to do. At the end of the day, it is your responsibility for you to take your journey, move forward without stress. Now, this is a challenge that most of us are going through, but I would definitely request every one of you that you should start practicing it. Practice makes man perfect. This I think every one of you would agree that practice makes perfect. That means anything you repeatedly do it, you will become an expert in that. So practicing a solution for a situation also comes by regularly doing it. Start with your day-to-day work. Now there will be a difficult situation for you, or probably many of us are very, very smart in giving solutions when someone else comes and gives you a problem, or someone else comes and talks to you about a problem. But what you should do is, you should start handling your life in such a way that it should be easily, there should be solution. Now, when you find solutions easily, what will happen when people see you also, they'll think, wow, how come this person is able to handle their life so easily, and I have never seen him stressful. Now, this is what we need to start practicing, and then we need to start working on. Now, for example, now this just in this photograph, can you see what is the amount of stress this particular animals would be going through when another animal is chasing them for its food? It has no choice. It has to go and catch its prey for its food. No other choice. Now, this particular animal was supposed to live, but no choice. It has to die, and it has to give its body, the flesh of it is for to the other animal for it to eat. Now, do you think that this particular animal would be praying God or asking God, please help me, God, from this particular lion or a cheetah and help me save? You think that the animal will be doing? Absolutely no. It will be just running and running and running, and finally, what will happen? Of course, the animal will catch it, and then, of course, it will die, and then the next thing goes on. But whereas for you and me as human being, what we do, the moment we start failing, or the moment a situation comes in where it doesn't happen, what happens is the next thing we all start doing is we start praying. I'm not saying praying is wrong. I'm just telling you what we human beings invariably will do. Praying is one of the most beautiful methodology where it can bring down your stress. But you need to assess yourself and let know yourself that by doing praise, if your stress has come down, that means you've done a good job. By doing a praise, if the problem has been solved, definitely that means that prayer, whatever you did was right. But at the end of the day, you do the prayer, and who has to do the solution is, of course, your calm mind is the one which will be able to get a solution for the situation. So it is ultimately you only. Now, there are a lot of people who don't pray. There are a lot of atheist people who are on planet Earth and then they are doing very well. On the other side, there are a lot of people who are all praying, but at the end of the day, go through a lot of challenges, difficulties. Now, it is not the question of you pray and you will go through difficulty. It is not because of that. It is mostly because we have never trained our mind to find solutions for the situation. We either look for other people to give you suggestions, other people to give you solutions, and we look someone else to take the responsibility and then run. But when something comes on to you, you are facing the situation and you need to definitely find solution. Now that is a challenge for you when you have to face, and when you are going through that situation, you will not be able to find a solution. Why? Because you never put an effort to get a solution. Now, in reality, this is the reality. Huh? No work is stressful. It is your inability. Now you just see the sentences. Huh? It is your inability to manage your body, mind, and emotion that make it stressful. That means who is the creator of stress? It is you. It is you who are actually making the situation happen. And then at the end of the day, what will happen is we'll be blaming other people. But let me tell you, when you're working in an office, yes, there are situations where your superiors will be giving you situation where you cannot say no, and you are forced to work and you are forced to do certain things. Now the question is, are you happy doing it? Please do it. You're unhappy doing it, what is the choice you have? Either you have to tell your boss, sir, sorry sir, I don't think I can execute this, or sorry sir, I cannot do this. That's another one more option you have. Another option, you resign the job and go for another job where you think things are much more easy for you, things are more what I would say congenial for you. So it is up to you to decide. You just resign the job and go. If you think your job is stressful, just throw the job out and go. But you won't do it. Why? Because you have been conditioned by your mind saying that, are you, if I leave this job, where will I go at this age? Where can I get a job? I won't be able to handle my family. I have so much of debts all around me. I have so many bills to be paid. All these will run in your mind, right? The moment it runs in your mind, what happens? You still have to go and work every day morning. You still have to take your car, go to work and come back. Now, change that situation to a happy situation. God gave you this particular beautiful life for you to have a job. Now, your job is there. That is the truth. You get up in the morning, okay, today you got a job. That means get up, say thank you for your work, for whatever blessing the divine has given. Thank your boss, thank the company, and go to work. Do your work properly. See, many times why the bosses will scold you is because you don't do the work properly. Maybe you didn't learn the steps of whatever the work you are properly. That's why your boss will scold you. But the moment you learn, definitely you will, once the boss expectation is fulfilled, why will the boss come and unnecessarily scold you? He won't. So here also it is your, I would say, intelligence which plays a very very important role in handling your day-to-day life. The way you start your life, early in the morning, the moment you get up, what you need to say is you should be so thankful for the physical body that you are alive on this planet Earth. That's the first thing. When you can feel the breath going in and coming out itself, is the biggest blessing for you. So you need to be happy for that. The moment you are happy about it, then get up or get out of your bed and then look up. You have a roof to stay. That's another biggest blessing. Then you go to your kitchen and then probably you have your breakfast. That's another blessing. That means you have food to eat. Then you have some clothes to wear. Now, this is another beautiful blessing. Now, when you be thankful for what you have, automatically you will get what you don't have. It's an automatic phenomenon. So what most of us are doing is we are invariably blaming the situation and finding fault in the situation, that this is not comfortable, this is not okay, I have a problem every day with this. All these we are creating the unfavorable words. So right from the time you wake up and then when you start your work, you should feel happy to go to work. Now, once you're happy to go to work, once you go down there, also you should be happy with your colleagues. That is also another very, very important situation. Now, in that way, if you look at here, of course, on this platform, a lot of people would be facing situation where you need to go and talk about water, you need to go and talk about the devices. When you speak to 10 people, maybe one person will be outrightly telling you right on your face that I don't need this instrument or I don't need this device. I'm very healthy. I don't need the water also. Some people would be very rude in giving you that kind of answer. Yes, but here what happens is we all need to be mentally prepared that what is your aim? Our aim is to go and give knowledge about the properties of this beautiful terrace resonated water, the properties of the instrument, and then how good is the water and what are the benefits you can get when you drink this water. So this is how you need to work on every single situation so that you find a solution and start working. So when you are working in every situation with your body, mind, and your emotions in a balanced way, automatically what will happen? Your life becomes much more beautiful. It's an automatic phenomenon. Whether you like it or not, it is an automatic phenomenon. Saying that, what happens is when you look at this particular word, many of you would have used this word very, very, oh, my life is very stressful. So when you look at the word stress and full, aren't you inviting the stress in the full form? You are inviting it. You just see the word full. Full is always fullness. That means it's up to the brim. Now, you have stress also is okay, but what are you telling? Stressful. That means you're bringing in the full word and then completing the stress into the fullest form where it will manifest. So you are manifesting what you want. So imagine from morning until night, if you use the word, my life has been very stressful, my office life has been very stressful, my marriage life has been stressful, my children's are stressful. You imagine these words, you go on using it. So automatically what happens is, even if by chance you're going to just close your eyes and see that there is an universe or there is God out there, what happens is what you throw out is what you get back also. If you go on using these unfavorable words, automatically the universe will give you situation where you are looking at stressful, stressful, and stressful. It will be automatic actually. Now, this is where what you need to do is very, very simple is the more we use the unfavorable words in our life, the more it would manifest in your life. It's automatic. If possible, probably you are going to, oh, I cannot do this, oh, I cannot do that, I cannot do this. So the use the word cannot, automatically you will not be able to do that particular job. It is not possible. Always, when there is some situation when we ask, you should always say, I will try, I will work on it. You should always say, I will do it. That should be the way. Like many times when I say, hey, you have to go for regular exercise, most of the time the patients will answer me is, doctor, I will try. Then I say, if you're trying, you will never try. So you should always say, I will do it, doctor. I am going to do it. That's it. So when you start changing the word, your brain also records all those positive words and then start manifesting in the same way, wherein your whatever you do, it becomes much more easier. And the same way, the more we use a favorable words, lovable words, more compassionate words, and more beautiful, where people would love to hear from you. When you use those words, what will happen? You will start manifesting that in your life. So you want to manifest a problemless life, a stress-free life. You need to use all the favorable words wherein there is a lot of positive information in that particular word so that it becomes positive. It becomes a reality. Now, All this reality comes by your thought patterns, your emotions. What kind of emotions do you give? What kind of thought patterns do you give? How well you take care of your body? How well you take care of your mind? All these play a very, very important role in your, especially when you're talking about today's topic being stress. So what favorable words do you use? So you should stop using words which are not favorable, especially in a negative form. You should never use it, and start practicing more, more appropriate for your lifestyle. See, at the end of the day, it is your lifestyle. You need to use those words and then start becoming happier. So every day when you start becoming happy, what happens? Everything starts falling in place. Everything will, you can try this actually. For the past almost 10 years now, I always boldly will say, I don't have stress in my life, and then my life is so beautiful. Because I live every day 24 hours. That's it. So I don't have a tomorrow, and I don't have an yesterday. And I don't like people talking about yesterday, day before. When I don't like talking about yesterday itself, you imagine people talking about 10 years ago, what happened, 10 years, 20 years ago, this happened, this person came and cheated me, and when this person did this to me. Now, when you are carrying such kind of emotions all through your life, what will happen? Definitely in your subconscious, it is already stored, and that in turn will manifest. So here, please be very, very careful what you rewind when you are not talking to anybody, when you are all alone in your, within yourself. What is that you're thinking? Are you thinking good about the past, or good about the future, or good about that particular day? I would say look at that particular day. That's it. Whatever you do on that day, make sure that you carry on those particular 24 hours of life much more easier. And when you start practicing it regularly, your whole day will be so beautiful. In fact, for me, I have never seen a day going wrong, or going heavy. Every day has been a very beautiful day. I wake up and do my routine, and then step by step. You need to plan, of course. You need to plan a lot of things in your life, and then start working on it. Now, how do you prevent getting into stress? Can drinking water helps you to relieve stress? I would say yes, it would, provided. Now, there is a question mark there, provided. What will happen? How is that water can prevent, de-stress you? Yes, it can de-stress you in many ways, because the properties of water. Now, how does it happen? When the water molecules are smaller in size and it can enter your aquaporin, that means your cell hydration plays an important role. Number one. Number two, the frequency of hertz of the water also, or any molecule, any liquid for that matter, plays an important role, because only then it starts vibrating at the same level. Like you would have seen, when your mental frequency and another person's mental frequency is the same, you both get along very well. Maybe you laugh together, you share a lot of things. All these will happen because the mental frequency, the way you think and the way other person think also is the same. So in the same way, if a water molecular structure is smaller and the frequency is lower, how lower should be the frequency? Anything below 40 hertz is good enough. But right now we have our terahertz, which is around 7.6, which is very, very low. So of course it is an advantage for you, because it can go inside your aquaporin. The water channels is much more easier. What is the benefit of drinking sufficient? Now here I'm coming and telling you, you need to drink sufficient amount of water. Now when you drink sufficient amount of water, how it relaxes your mind? Now, if you are dehydrated, you become irritated. It is an automatic phenomenon. When you are dehydrated, you get irritated, because your brain shrinks, and then there's a lot of uh, short circuit going on in your brain, and then you get irritated, and there's a lot of electrolyte imbalances happening. Now, hydration improves brain function and attention. This, I think I've shared this before also. Hydration, that means sufficient amount of water inside your body for it to function, your brain functions better. Now, good hydration can help your blood flow easily. Now, how is that now? Especially when you're looking at terahertz resonated water, it acts like a blood thinner also, which is a natural one. Just like garlic, how it can do the job of blood thinning, our terahertz water also can do a little bit of job in smoothening your blood flow. So when there is a good hydration, automatically the blood flow also is good. If your blood flow is good, don't you think your cardiac function will be good? Your brain function is good, your kidney function is good, your Peripheral circulation function is good. Definitely, yes. When you drink sufficient amount of water, what happens? Your kidney functions very, very well. Now, many of us would have noticed that, today we are seeing a lot of people having kidney failures, but they don't have diabetes, they don't have blood pressure. Now, then why is that they're having kidney failure? Now, here I need to let you know that it is not just directly you collect the water and you drink. It is going to be a very, very dangerous effect. You need to have a proper filtration system, because most of the time the heavy metals which is there inside your water is the one when you drink. Of course, you cannot see the heavy metals with your eyes. When it goes in a smaller molecular way, when it goes inside, slowly it starts going and accumulating in all the parts of the body. And if most of your heavy metal starts going and clogging your kidneys, what will happen? Of course, your kidney functions will be hampered, and then of course your kidney function goes down, and then a day will come, doctors will say, hello, right now your kidney is not functioning properly, so you need to go for a dialysis. Now, dialysis is an external way of removing all the poison. So here, good hydration, sufficient amount of water can definitely assist your kidney function. Other than that, definitely when you drink adequate amount of water, it can help to remove toxins. Of course, in your food, there are a lot of pesticides from the environment. We have a lot of pesticides. So how are you going to clear all this? It's the only way is when you drink sufficient amount of water, it will help you to. Now, this is the simplest thing I can tell you. Of course, there are a lot of vitamins, there are a lot of minerals, there are a lot of other things you need to take along with water also, because health is not just drinking water alone is going to make you healthy, but drinking water plays a very, very important role in our day-to-day bodily function. And many times, I do not know whether you have noticed it or not, just by drinking water, if you have fever, the fever goes down. Yes, you have to go on sipping water continuously, and that is you could try with our terrace water. When you go on drinking the terrace water, your and including the spray on your face, definitely the fever automatically goes down. And water therapy is one of the best for allergies. Now, many times the moment you have an allergy, what you do, you go and take an antihistamine like a cetirizine or loratadine, you just pop in, and then of course you feel your allergies are coming down. But in fact, it is only masking your allergy. Whereas when you drink sufficient amount of water, this water will go and remove all those toxins or which is causing the allergens. It's basically your body is reacting to some allergens, and that's the reason your body reacts in the form of swelling, feeling itchy, redness. All these are there because there is something which your body doesn't want it. Now, when it doesn't want it, and when you are able to give sufficient amount of water, your body will automatically clear it up. So, like this, when there are good benefits of drinking water, and then you can relax yourself when your cells are functioning normal. Don't you think your life journey will be very, very beautiful? There won't be any stress as well. Of course, stress is a bigger word what we are using, but when you're looking at thousands of cells inside your body, there are 50 trillion cells in your body, and each are working properly with a proper amount of water, nutrition. Now, where is the question of stress? Of course, if the cell, just you may visualize yourself and see that the cell doesn't have water and it needs to do all the basic function of carrying in oxygen, bringing out carbon dioxide, carrying in all the nutrition, throwing out all the waste product. It needs water. If you don't drink water, what will happen? The cell will be cursing you, telling that this fellow is not even drinking water. I need water to do my basic function. But do you think the cell will come out and knock your head and say, hey, look, why the hell you are not drank water at all? Please do drink. I want. This is where your body also will show the symptoms of having thirst. That's one of the symptoms wherein you will feel like drinking water. But thirst is a situation where it is not an early stage. It is a late stage wherein you're already dehydrated inside. But what we are trying to do is we just drink water sufficiently and then we feel everything is hydrated. No, it takes a long time for the body to get fully hydrated and fully self-sufficient with the water for it to function. So with the latest technology of terahertz, what we have a terahertz resonated water, which definitely can help you to reduce your stressful situation. Probably you need to try spraying the terahertz water onto your face, and you take a bath and you drink terahertz water. Definitely there will be a lot of calmness within you. It will happen because, as I told you, When you can hydrate your 50 trillion cells sufficiently, definitely you will feel so relaxed that you will feel very, you will sleep very well. Your journey of life will be so beautiful that you will do a lot of good things when you are happy. So automatically, water does play a very, very important role. And then how come this particular resonated water has got 12 different properties, right from the antibacterial to antiviral to antifungal to antioxidant, anti-radiation, and its viscosity is minus 680. Then it angulation of the water molecule of the H2O is increases by 5, and thereby the hardness of water is reduced. Now you imagine if there is hard water, you will not get much lather. If it is a soft water, you will get a lot of lather. So when you're using terahertz water, you should try this. Take a little bit of terahertz water, apply little soap, and then you try, rubbing your hands, and then see what is the amount of lather you can get. And then without terahertz, the normal tap water, and then you try to do that. Definitely, the terahertz resonated water will give more lather and more foamy situation. Why? Because of the molecular structure, which is much smaller, and then which is slimy actually. Then absorption of this water is 3 times more. And of course, when you're talking about 3 times more, the basal metabolic rate of every cell is also increased. It's an automatic phenomenon. Then it does help your telomere in the DNA. Now, these are all a little deeper information, and what I would say is, unless if anybody is asking me, doctor, how do you say that telomere in a DNA is, you need to drink at least minimum 3 to 5 years to really see the DNA changes. You need to drink constantly for a very long time. Definitely, yes. Now, what happens is telomere is basically increases your longevity. Actually, this particular water is it's an anti-aging water also. Means you drink this water regularly, your life will be prolonged. Now, how is it prolonged? It's because of the telomere being little elongated. If the telomere starts shortening, of course, you will die earlier. Now, there are a lot of factors affecting your telomere, right from the diseases to free radical damage. There are a lot of things. But for you to understand, it's a simple concept, drink water. Then, of course, your energy feels increases when you are drinking the terahertz water, because the terahertz water has got a very high energy and it has got a long shelf life and it can be boiled. All these are all fantastic situation where you have good properties of a terahertz resonated water. Now, this is a selling point for us. If you're looking as a businessman, you need to look at, we have all the 12 points. So what you can do is, whenever you're talking to people, you can always ask them, look, you're drinking a water. What are the properties of that water? Does your property, water property has all these, whatever I'm telling you? You show them. If it is there, then you say, please drink the same water. You don't need to even recommend our terahertz resonated water. But 99% of the time, their water will not have all these properties. So now that's an advantage. Now, even there, what they will say is, oh, I'm drinking this water, I'm very happy, I have no problem. But then what you can always request them is, just try this water for 3 weeks. Now, here you should also understand that whenever you're recommending our terahertz resonated water, at least for a minimum period of 3 weeks to 1 month, they have to try, they have to drink and see how they can get the benefit. And of course, 1 in 100 people, in spite of drinking terahertz resonated water for 3 months to 6 months, they will not feel any change. I have come across, and you also will come across. It's still okay that they don't feel it. It's still fine. You can say thank you very much, and then you should move to the next customer and then start moving forward, because you cannot get stuck with one particular person who always, you give them the best also, they'll be still talking negative, they'll be still not appreciating what they have. So you need to draw a line and then start looking at, go to another customer, then start sharing this information. Now, what are the different methodology where you can burst your stress? That means your stress has to be relieved. Now, how do we do that? One of the most easiest way of stress relieving is your breathing. If you can breathe in and breathe out properly, as I always repeatedly tell you, 5 seconds inhale the breath, 5 seconds hold the breath, and 10 seconds exhale the breath. If you can do this, I will assure you that you will become much more calmer. You can try this whenever you're angry, do the breathing technique. It's a much more easier way, and it helps you to, take extra oxygen into your lungs. That is another good advantage. Now, taking life just for the day helps you to reduce your stress. Now, don't think of too much of tomorrow. Don't think of yesterday, what happened. Like, you stop doing all that. Start concentrating on that particular day. That means you live only for 24 hours. Your life will be beautiful. You will never have stress because I always will give this example. Just imagine tomorrow morning we are all going to die. Now, what do you want to do? Today is the only day. Now, today, how many people you want to be angry and then go on shouting at them? How many people you want to do that? And how many people you want to be lovable? Everyone would definitely say that, hey, doc, come on, I need to be lovable because tomorrow morning I'm not going to be there. So, of course, I want to be lovable to everybody, even my enemy also, I will be lovable. So, this is where you need to understand that start living for the day and then start moving forward in your journey will 100% help you. Now, taking one issue at a time helps you to reduce your stress. Definitely. No, if you are a person who can handle multiple tasking, yes, you can do it. But many times we are not trained to do that, so it's always better start picking up one job at a time and then start working on it. Only when you master that one particular thing, you can add on to the second one so that you can do one, two, three, or four multiple jobs at a time. Knowledge acquiring also is an important tool to handle stress. Sometimes people will be asking, oh, how can you say that this water is this? Do you have any proof? Do you have any document? Then you should always be prepared to collect all the documents before you go and talk to the people regarding the water. Now, when you have documents, when you have all the knowledge, don't you think it's easy for you to handle your journey of life? They can ask 100 and any damn question under the sun. You still are able to handle. It's just like a teacher in a class, maybe the standard one or standard two or standard three, whichever class. You just imagine a science teacher coming and teaching you. You can ask any question, definitely the teacher will be able to answer because the subject what she is teaching you, she has been teaching for so many years, so she knows in and out. Now this is where knowledge plays a very, very important role in your handling of stress. So you need to have the knowledge. Now if you don't have the knowledge, learn it. It doesn't matter. Just the simplest example I'll give you. Tomorrow morning, you are supposed to go to KL in a particular place. There is an address is there. So today, what you can do, there is a Google app available. Google Maps are available. Go on the computer, put the address, and then see where is the address. And if possible, take a printout and keep it with you. And then plan. Okay, fine. I'm going to drive this road, this road, this road. I'm going to go here. By chance, if there is a block of the road, what is the alternative route you need to take? All this you need to plan and go. But you need to plan well in advance. What are the landmarks for the particular place where you're going to go? All these are all very, very important. So this is how you need to work on practicing every day so that one day you will become so expert in handling everyday life that you will not have stress at all in your journey of life. So this is something very important is knowledge. Knowledge is the tool which you can actually handle anything under the life. It's not only stress, actually you can handle any situation in your life. Regular exercise also is a stress reliever. Now here what I notice in many of us is they'll be either listening to some music and then walking along, or they'll be two three friends talking and talking and talking and they'll be walking along. I would prefer whenever you go for regular exercises, it should be you all alone, just walk, that's it. You want to listen to some music, it's still fine, but when you're walking, you better don't talk. Because when you talk, there is a lot of distraction happening. There's a lot of your mind is also being distracted with subject which you sometimes you will get irritated. See, at the end of the day, after finishing, say you're supposed to be more relaxed, right? But many times you'll notice that you will be talking about all the political issues and situations where you cannot help. But at the end of the time, you will get damn irritated and damn angry with the situation. This is where you need to, especially when you're going for regular exercises, you go all alone, go finish your exercise and come back. Sending lots of love vibration is a step first. So you have to, this is where a lot of organization, sit for group prayers wherein they send a lot of love vibration, you know, gratitude vibration, forgiving vibration. All these definitely will help you to reduce your stress. Other than laughter, laughter plays a very, very important role. You need to laugh and laugh and laugh. But most of the human beings, we have forgotten to laugh. As a child, you would have seen that you would be laughing and laughing for anything, giggling for anything, right? But why is that when you become an adult, and that too after getting married, your everything goes off? Why is that? This is where I would request you, you should not. In fact, marriage is another blessing for you that there's another soul, another partner for you in your life, wherein the partner is two is always greater than one, right? It's always better than one. So when you have a partner, why not you work on a common platform where both of your intentions, both of your goals are the same, and then you should become so beautiful and amicable and cordial in your relationship that you should feel that yes, this person, without that person you cannot live. That is what is love all about. So when you have that kind of situation, what happens is your life becomes so beautiful. You should feel happy to come back home and then be there. But many times we notice that either the husband will be damn pissed off with the wife, and then the wife will be pissed off with the husband, and then finally they both don't want to even meet, see each other. But at the end of the day, they'll all be staying in the same roof. Now here, it's always better to practice right from the beginning, unconditional love, and then a common platform, a single goal, and sharing of responsibilities. All these, it plays a very, very important role. Meeting up with old friends is another wonderful tool for you to talk about your old school days. Definitely, that also will be a stress buster. Social drinking, of course, many of you will be wondering what this doctor is talking about drinking. I say social drinking once in a while. Of course, it does help you to reduce, and within your limitation. I think it shouldn't be a problem, because anything within limitation is always a good to your body, to your mind, as well as to your soul upliftment. Go for a holiday. Yes, many of us are working for all through the year, and then we don't even take leave for a single day. I would say monthly once, take off for one full day. Just get out, go, chill out in a seashore. Just pay for your resort fees, and you just go out and enjoy. This is what you need to do. But of course, with the economy and all, better, so you all handle it. Going for swimming also, going for trekking, and being with nature. Being with nature helps you to reduce your stress, especially watching birds, watching nature, watching a waterfall, listening to a waterfall, watching a fish in an aquarium. All these all are definitely a stress buster. In fact, animals, rearing an animal, a dog or a cat, it does give you a lot of stress relief. And doing what you love also is a stress buster. Doing what you love, definitely you will you feel very nice when you do what you love. So what I would say is, you need to love your work, you love your job, love your family, love every being who is around you. Now all these are all very, very simple situations, and eating a plant-based diet also will assist you to be stress-free, because plant-based is something which is much more nutritious, and with a lot of vitamins, minerals, trace elements, everything is there in it, and that is another advantage for you to have a healthy lifestyle. So finally, what is my message to you all is, you all have to have a stress-free lifestyle from this moment onwards, from this day onwards. Have a stress-free life. Don't use the word stress, actually. As far as possible, avoid using it, and find solution for every situation. Have 2 to 3 different solutions. You will definitely be able to handle your life much more easily. Practice it. Without practicing, you will not be able to have a stress-free lifestyle. It is not possible. So you have to start practicing and practicing and practicing. Practicing is the only way you can get out of a stressful lifestyle into a stress-free lifestyle. So saying this, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I have completed my 70th talk on this particular subject, water and our whatever medical topics. Thank you very much. It's because of you that I am down here giving you all this information. And thank you in abundance. Thank you and bless you in abundance. And hope to see you next week with another topic. Let me come back, and then until then, have a great week. And then I think there is another week. Tomorrow is Monday. So have a wonderful week ahead. Totally stress free. Chill out. Enjoy your life. Thank you. Over to you, Madam Lee.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhu. Thank you for your great sharing. Yes, we have learned from Dr. Prabhu how to distress ourselves. And the wonderful news, our terrace water can be also part of the method that we can use to distress ourselves. And I think this take-home message tonight important is especially on the properties of terahertz resonated water. Uh, Please remember that there are so many good benefits of this resonated water. And doctor also mentioned the good news of the stress buster. Dr. Prabhu is like the ghost buster. Yeah. So you have given us 15 points on these stress busters. Breathing right helps. Take life just for the day helps you to reduce your stress. Taking one issue at a time. Knowledge acquiring is an important tool to handle stress too. Regular exercise is a stress reliever. Sending lots of love. Wow, lots of love. Huh? And hugging with full unconditional love. Wow. Laughter. Yeah. And I remember I saw a video in China. They have this laughing exercise, doctor. They the their instructor just tell that everybody they just laugh and laugh and one of the elements to distress. Meeting up with old friends, like most of us. Nowadays, we usually have our classmates gatherings. And also social drinking can help too. Going on a holiday, wow, that's my favorite. Swimming, trekking, being with the nature, doing what you love. Yes, doing what you love. And eating plant-based diet will also assist in de-stress. Thank you, doctor, for your stress busters. Please remember, friends, that's a very good advice that we can get from doctor tonight. Okay, and today we have one question from Miss Carrie. Doctor, she would like to know about the sufficient amount of water for a normal person and also the person who undergo dialysis. There's a difference, right, doctor?
Okay, very simple is for a normal person, we consider normal human beings, right? Now, one of the easiest, I've been repeatedly telling, but still I would love to, for the newcomers here. This is a WHO requirement or the WHO guidelines for a normal human being is you need to multiply your weight into 42. Into 42. So that means if you are 50 kgs, 50 into 42. The total number what you get is the amount of water you're supposed to drink for that day. So very easy. Now, when it comes up to kidney failure patients, now most of the time in a kidney failure patient, they will be restricted because already the kidney is not functioning. The water cannot go inside the kidneys and then it cannot come out. Now, they will be going for regular dialysis. That is on one side. Definitely, we are looking at most of the time it will be 500 ml per day. That is what they will be drinking. But here, it's a little common sense. We need to understand that you are, of course, don't want to pressurize your kidneys by drinking more water and then the kidneys having a little more stressful situation. Okay, we don't want that to happen. But there's on the other side. How many organs do you have in our body? We have a minimum of 36 major organs, which is very, very important. Now, kidney is one of the organs. Now, don't you think that the other organs also need water? So how are you going to supplement the water to the other body, other parts of your organs? It will die also. Definitely, if water is not there, it will die. Now, here, terahertz has been a very important tool for me also because I do recommend terahertz water for kidney failure patients, but we start off with a lower dose. But of course, as of today, the maximum benefit the kidney failure patient is they are drinking around 1.5 liters of water. That is what they have improved from 500 ml to 1.5 liters. They have started drinking. But it all depends on individual cases and individual persons and individual complications what they are having. It is not just a thumb rule where we can say it is same for everybody. It will be difficult, but A person on a dialysis definitely can consume this terahertz water. In a long run, what will happen is as they are consuming along with the nutrition for the kidneys, definitely their water intake will increase, and then they will automatically be able to pass more urine, and then that is how they balance their day-to-day life. So here, kidney failure patients, we have to be cautious, but at the same time, there's another beautiful method is you can spray the terahertz water all over the body. If at all, if you are a kidney failure patient and who are all on dialysis, you can take bath with terahertz water. That is another easier solution. You can use a spray. That is another easy solution. The third one is, of course, you need to start using terahertz water and slowly increasing it to the maximum amount, how much they can drink. Sometimes if they drink a little more, they will have a little bit of breathing difficulty. That means they are over drinking water and the body cannot handle. So they cannot overload also because the body will reject it. So here also they need to be a little balanced and they need to take care according to their individual cases.
Okay, thank you, doctor. And then this Miss Agatha is asking the question of a way to measure the pH of water. I think litmus paper and also
No, we have in what is that? What is that? Shopee. Shopee and all, they can buy the tester one. But if they are looking at a good quality pH tester will cost you around 700 to 800 ringgits. But that is only available with the lab tech machineries which they sell, like the lab, your microscopes and all. They are the one who are using a very high quality and instruments, and that is definitely a high quality. But for us, we don't need that high quality, so we can use a normal pH tester, which will cost you around 30 to 40 ringgits or maximum 50 ringgits.
okay, thank you. I think so far there is no other questions.
Thank you.
So
Today I'm relieved very fast.
thank you so much, Dr. Prabhu.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
I take leave,
And just
Madam Lee. Thank you very much.
thank
To
you.
all of you, fantastic. Have a wonderful week and see you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good night.